G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. So, a few weeks ago, I pulled a new champion. Well, I pulled a few new champions, but the best one I think I pulled from that batch was this guy, Blade. So back in the day, and I'm talking like 5 years ago now, Blade was the undisputed king of Marvel Contest of Champions. For at least a year, close to two. There has not been a champion in the game that has reached his level of dominance since. Like, we had a long time of Ghost and Quake being at the top, but there was neither of them like stood out as the absolute best. No one stood out as the absolute best champion in the game since Blade, in his prime. Now, obviously, Blade's not that anymore. Like, the game's evolved past Blade, but I have seen a bit of a resurgence of Blade. Not only in Battlegrounds, but also in Alliance War. So I've got a few Alliance War fights from my buddy DSC, who's in my Alliance. If you're watching this, hi mate. So he sent me a bunch of gameplay with his rank 3 Blade, and it's making me more and more excited to not only awaken this guy with a generic awakening gem. I have one at the moment, but I'm expecting more from the banquet rewards. But also to take this guy to rank 4, because I've got 2 skill champions at rank 4 already. That's Kingpin and Nick Fury, of course. But I think the next one might actually be Blade. Valkyrie's also a good option. Shang-Chi is a good option. Hitmonkey's a good option. Killmonger's also there. But yeah, I'm really tempted to go for Blade as my next rank 4 skill. But yeah. Without further ado, before we get into gameplay, I think all these fights are running the Holy Trinity, which is what it's known as, which involves Ghost Rider here, that gives Blade the ability to have danger sense against all villain champions. And then there's also the one with Starkenheart Spider-Man that increases its potency of danger sense. So, because at his base, his danger sense is 40% ability accuracy reduction, but I think with Starkenheart Spider-Man, it's I can't remember if it's a multiplicative thing. It might be, I can't remember exactly what the number is, but it's a lot more potent, the danger sense. So yeah, let's get into the gameplay. Okay, so the first fight we have here is a Hazard Shift Mephisto. And these are all off-season wars, by the way, which is why Blade's starting at 40% health, and you'll really be able to see how powerful Blade's regen is at Sig 200. I think this is section 1 Hazard Shift, so yeah, we've got Incinerate and Shock. This also has Aggression Prowess, but yeah, you'll be able to see how powerful Blade's regen is. And obviously, with Mephisto being a dimensional being, Blade gets danger sense against him, and yeah, so that really increases Blade's attack by a lot. I don't think it reduces the chance of actually proccing the Hazard Shift debuffs. It might, but I don't think so. But also, one of Blade's abilities is when his scaling with his power meter is the duration of debuffs on him. So when he has full power, basically debuffs don't last, like they basically expire instantly. Looks like he got a ping there as well. That's not me, that's DSC in the middle of the fight. But yeah, look how powerful that regen is, man. Even through Mephisto's aura. We started this fight at 40% health, and it's so quick, the regen. He's able to regen up to 70% health really quickly. You can't go past that, of course, but it's still really safe. Because not many champions can do Hazard Shift Mephisto that safely, really. But Blade is one of those champions. And he's going to counter the special 2 here. No, he's just going to get a bit of regen, and there we go. Okay, so the next fight we have here is against my boy Spot. I think this is on the root node in the middle, node 23. Now, Spot also, like Mephisto, is a champion that is a hashtag dimensional being. So Blade, even without the Ghost Rider synergy, gets danger sense against him. Now, that's really good because not only does he get more attack against Spot, and just overall the ability accuracy reduction means that he basically never will get spots, because normally he gets a 20% chance to get a spot when you hit him, but that chance is significantly reduced, which means you don't really have to worry about the untouchable at all with Blade. He does have 3 spots at the moment, but he looks like he's just going to parry in and bleed him down. Obviously, he wants him to throw a special 2. By the way, I haven't watched these fights. I think I did watch the Mephisto one before, but all these others I'm reacting to. And he's still at 3 spots, and that spot went down in just under a minute. So really, really good counter there. Okay, so now we've got a Kingpin on path 7. So I think this is the path where basically you don't want the champions to shrug any debuffs because they can I think you like take damage back or something. I can't remember. I'll have the nodes, all the nodes over here though, so you can see for each fight. But yeah, because Kingpin is a villain, obviously Blade gets a danger sense from the Ghost Rider synergy. Now, I think for this fight, probably Omega Red or Apocalypse would be a better counter, just for their ability to prevent Kingpin's debuff shrugging. But Blade does do pretty well. You can see the damage is really good, even without bleeds. And also, it does help that this guy is running suicides, because it is off season. A lot of people do run suicides during off season. But you can see just the basic hits are doing pretty nice damage. And he's going to finish off with a special 2 here, get some bleeds on, and that's Kingpin down just under a minute. Okay, so now we've got another Hazard Shift fight. This is a Hazard Shift Void on this is like the shared mini. So he has Schadenfreude and also I think Power Reserve. So there's not too many champs that can do Hazard Shift Void very well. But with the Ghost Rider synergy, Blade is a great Void counter. Just for the damage, and also just he reduces the chance to get the debuffs on him, and also just the healing, that if he does take a bit of Void degen. And he looks like he's going to go pretty low on health here. Remember, I haven't watched these fights yet, but look how powerful that regen is. Because Void's degen damage can be really potent if you don't have a way to shrug the debuffs or regen out of it. Let's say he's going to purify one of the debuffs there, throw a special 2, and he's very low on health, but it looks like he's just going to survive. So definitely not the best counter, but it can work. Okay, so we've got a Hazard Shift Immortal Abomination now. So this is on the second section. So he's going to be applying bleeds, shocks, and also poisons to Blade, but obviously not as frequently as normal, because with the ability accuracy reduction. So obviously if he does get poisoned on him, it will reduce his regen rate, but if he can get up to a higher power meter, those debuffs won't last very long at all. So he's just going to be parrying him down, get some bleeds to feed his power meter, which is good. He's going to bait a special 2 here. That does a lot of block damage, but he'll be able to heal most of that back up. And yeah, the bleeds from parrying, they are pretty underrated, especially with max deep wounds, which I'm pretty sure he is running. So it goes to a special 2 here, and the special 2 does so much damage. The bleeds, look at that, just completely melts him. Okay, so now we have an Annihilus, another villain, of course. This is on the Rich Get Richer shared fight on the right-hand side, at the end of section 2. So, yeah, so being a villain, Annihilus makes the fight much easier for Blade. But you can still go unstoppable. You can still miss your parries against Annihilus. The special 2 didn't do too much damage, really. I expected 2 more, but I guess he didn't have any Furies. He's going to eat the special 1 into block, that's fine. Barely did any damage. He's able to regen pretty much all of that back. And it looks like he's going for a special 2. Another special 1 into blocks, very safe with Blade here. You can basically take no risks and completely easily solo this Annihilus with Blade. Okay, so last fight today, guys, we got a Terrax on the Falter Mini. Now, Terrax is obviously bleed immune, but he's not danger sense immune. So Blade is not the best counter for this, mainly because of the bleed immunity. Like, it is a bit of a slower fight for him, but he can still technically do it. But I don't think he will be able to prevent the Falter, will he? Oh, he can. I think that he prevented the Falter. And also, Terrax is unsteady, but the debuff lasts barely any length with Blade being at over 2 bars of power, which is great. So he's up to 3 bars now. He is still his rock field mode Terrax, but Blade is with the ability accuracy reduction, I believe, is able to negate a lot of the damage from it. And looks like I don't know if he's going to throw a special 3. He might just go for basic attacks, or he's just going to use the power to heal, which is probably the best idea. So yeah, you'd probably find a Mystic would be the best counter for Terrax here, but Blade, yeah, because Blade does need, ideally he does need his full Trinity to do this fight effectively. But who knows, we might see a resurgence of Blade Trinities back into Alliance War perhaps in the future, because we are seeing like Gallon and Spot can both be problematic defenders. They're both hashtag dimensional, so even without synergies, Blade is a great counter to them. And I think we're going to start seeing a lot more Spot bosses when he becomes available in the featured crystal and then the basic crystal. I think Spot is going to be a great Alliance War boss, and Blade is going to be up there as arguably the best Spot counter for the boss. And who knows, we might see some more dimensional characters come into the game in 2023. So it is a pretty slow fight for Blade, like I said, because of its bleed immunity, Terrax's. But it does work. This is I think a flex for DSC, just showing off what Blade can do, because not many champs can do this fight effectively. And looks like he's going to finish with a couple of basic attacks. He's on 4% health. So that is a bit of a taste of what Blade can do in Alliance War in 2023. He's by no means the champion he was, the dominant champion he was, but he is probably going to be my next skill rank 4. I talked about this before, but I have 4 Awakening Gems now that I got from I got 3 of them from the Banquet event, 2 from the Solo event, 1 from the Alliance event. One of these is definitely going to Blade, and I do also have where is it? I think should be in Stones and Gems. Yeah, I have a rank 2 to rank 3 generic gems, so that will probably go to Blade. And I think I have 2. Yeah, I actually almost have 3, so I might just use the tier 5 CC on Blade and save the generic gem for someone else, because we basically have 3 tier 5 CC anyway. And as far as SIGs go, I definitely want to SIG them up as much as I can. I have 57 skill stones at the moment, so that'll definitely go to Blade, I reckon. But yeah, I can't wait to have this guy at rank 4. I definitely want to use him Alliance War myself, see how effective he is. Well, we've seen how effective he is at rank 3, so it can only get better at rank 4. I think he's going to be a great... Well, he won't be a top champion for Battlegrounds, but he's going to be really important for certain fights. He's going to be a great Mephisto counter. I'm really lacking a really good Mephisto counter in Battlegrounds, apart from like Torch. I mean, there's a couple good counters as well. Like Warlock can be a good counter, Hitmonkey can be a good counter, but Blade is up there with one of the best Mephisto counters in the game. Has been for years. And there's also Spot. Once he becomes more available, Spot's going to be an annoying defender, and Blade's going to be one of the best counters to him. Gallon's also dimensional, like I said. Gallon can be an annoying defender, but Blade completely destroys him. So yeah, that's a bit of a taste of Blade. Let me know if you guys have a Blade, if you guys are thinking of ranking him up, or if you have a Blade ranked up already. Do you use him in Alliance War? Do you use him in other things? Yeah. So I can't wait to rank this guy up. It's going to be sooner rather than later, hopefully. I'm still lacking a bit on tier 3 alpha and tier 6 basic, but I can't wait to get him ranked up. That's going to do it for me today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. There was some sick fights there. Again, thank you to DSC for sending me the gameplay. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.